What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I want to explain exactly why Bitcoin and crypto is crashing. I've been getting a lot of messages over the past week, and today I've seen so many because this week we have seen billions of dollars in wealth just evaporate through the crash of the stock market and the cryptocurrency market. Today, Bitcoin fell below some support levels of 36,000. And the next likely support it will reach if it continues is 32,000. And if Bitcoin falls below $32,000, then there's really not much support below that. So that's what we really need to watch out for. But the question I keep getting is, why is Bitcoin and crypto falling so hard? That's what I want to address today. And I want to address exactly what is going on. But let's first look at a couple things, okay? Let's first look at this, because today CNBC wrote how Bitcoin falls another 8% as the cryptocurrencies extend steep losses. We also know in the past 7 days, Bitcoin is down 18%, Ethereum down 26%. Okay, it is falling hard, and we have to be aware of what's going on. But why? Why is it falling? Here's what we know. First, the stock market's hurting. Everything is selling off, and institutional investors have been getting out of some rather speculative or even very volatile stocks. So what we're seeing is a major shift away from the more speculative and high volatility investments, and institutions are preserving their money, their clients' money, especially in these times of high uncertainty. And that's where we're at. So that's not it, though. That is not it. We also know Russia's central bank. I addressed this the other day, but Russia is proposing a ban on use and mining of cryptocurrencies. Now, Russia, just to give you an idea, Russia is the second, is second in terms of Bitcoin trading volume behind the United States. Now, they're pretty far behind the United States. Got the United States up here 1.5 or 1500 to 40 or 421. Now this is in 2020, but the numbers are pretty much the same. Now, we've seen a little bit of a shift. The United States is still very far in the lead, but when the second most traded country by volume is considering a ban, that's hard. That is very hard. Now, experts say that cryptocurrencies aren't a hedge against inflation. That's the other issue, because experts have been saying for a while is that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is a hedge against inflation, but it's not. It is not, and that's what has been proven over the past about 6 months, is Bitcoin isn't a hedge against inflation. Even billionaire investor Mark Cuban said the exact same thing, that no, Bitcoin isn't and will never be a hedge against inflation. And now let's address this, because the reason Bitcoin is not a hedge against inflation is because it's too volatile. In times of uncertainty, like we are in right now, what investors don't want is their money to go up and down. That's not what we want. Gold is very steady. Silver, in many cases, is very steady. That is why gold and silver are considered hedges against inflation. Now, you don't want your money invested into something that could quickly just change or evaporate because a country decides to ban it. That's not a good investment. And to make matters worse, Bitcoin has been very closely tracking the Nasdaq's tech stocks. If you follow both Bitcoin and tech, you see they move in similar ways. And a lot of times this, you'll just look at anything within the Nasdaq, you're going to see it's going to follow very closely to what Bitcoin is doing. Now, experts believe that what we are seeing right now, and the reason why we're seeing this massive fall, especially over the past few weeks, is because of the possibility that the Federal Reserve decides to raise interest rates, hike rates at double the speed. Okay? Because we know this. We see this. The Federal Reserve, they are going to be raising rates most likely in March, and then they'll be doing asset runoff soon after. That is going to be killer. And again, that's just 2 months away. We're already in the end of January. We've got February, March. The timing of this, it can be on March 16th. That's what we're hearing. That's the next meeting. Well, not the next meeting. The next meeting's Wednesday from the Federal Reserve, but the big meeting is March 16th. So, will this massive sell-off, will it get much worse? I want to answer that question. And if you have any other questions regarding cryptocurrency or Bitcoin in general, please let me know down in the comment section below. I will also tell you what I'm going to be doing moving forward. Okay? So, will we see a massive sell-off, and will this get any worse? The answer is yes, most likely. The reason for this is actually pretty simple, and it's like I just said. We won't see interest rates increase for possibly 2 months. Now, we could hear rumors and we could hear the Fed's notes this coming Wednesday that, you know what, we are going to be raising rates in March and we're going to be raising at double the speed. If that happens, it is going to be killer. It's going to send the stock market and the cryptocurrency market just in a complete dive. So expect some very tough times over the next couple months. Now, we could see Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies reach new bottoms. Or this would be obviously better, is we could see crypto and Bitcoin trade sideways. This can go up and down a little bit, but it's going to mostly trade sideways. We're not going to see these big peaks and valleys. We're not going to see that. So here's what I'm doing. Now, and I've said this before, I did the majority of my buying of Bitcoin when it was about $32,000. This was a while ago. So I'm still up at this point, okay? I'm still up at this point. Now we can check really quick just to make sure. I'm still up, okay? I'm still up. It's still about $35,000, okay, right here. So that's great, okay? But, so I'm still up. We have seen it, come up off the bottom a little bit, so that's great. But just keep in mind, okay? Just because I'm up now doesn't mean I'm going to be up tomorrow. I don't plan on selling any of my crypto at this time, but I'm also not going to be buying anything either. Even though we're kind of hitting these bottoms, I expect there's going to be more pain in the market. So my plan over the next couple of weeks really is to see where we might find some support. And once we establish a decent level of support and the market's somewhat stabilized, because I'm not looking at just crypto. I'm looking at crypto in the entire stock market, mainly tech, because I want to know what's tech doing. Because if I know tech is going to be selling off, guess what? Chances are Bitcoin will be selling off as well. Now, my goal with crypto isn't to make money right now. If it was, I would be selling. I would be selling because my expectation is it's going to drop. My goal with crypto long term, it's not just Bitcoin, it's everything, is to hold it long term and be able to use it in the future. That's my goal. I want to use it in the future, not just be able to make a little bit of money on it right now. Now, I do want you to keep something in mind. Normally we see a bull run about 12 to 18 months, usually. We also see bear markets run for about 12 to 18 months as well, complete cycle. Now, more than 18 months ago, we saw that the Federal Reserve was pumping money into the markets. The US government, they were sending out billions of dollars in additional stimulus, and everything was doing really well. But now, the opposite is happening, and people are seeing what could actually be coming in the future, and so many people are getting out now. So, I just want you to be prepared for some major shifts in the market over the next couple of months. And remember, if you want to get out now, preserve some of your capital or lock in some of your profits, there's no harm in doing that. And I say this all the time. I would rather make a little bit of money now than lose a little bit of money tomorrow. So that is what we know at this time. Again, crypto, the Bitcoin in general, really, we're seeing a huge crash right now. And I know that has a lot of people worried, but just understand, if you are going to stick into this for the long haul, then stay in. Okay? Now, this isn't financial advice. I don't want you to think, oh, he told me to stay in, so I have to stay. No. If you have profit and you can lock it in, go ahead and lock it in. What's the harm in locking in profit now? Because if you see it rally, okay, great. Okay? You can buy in later and you can ride it up. If you see it drop more, you locked in profits, you can buy it later and get it for a cheaper price. So that's my thinking. That's my theory behind this. But if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. I just wanted to answer this really, really simply. This is why, in my opinion, I think Bitcoin and crypto is crashing. But we will see what happens this week. I think it's going to be very interesting, but stay tuned for what is actually going to go on. So, again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.